What do I mean by everything ends? Well, when your contract ends, basically everything ends. We recently did a Zoom call with a future traveler, and I just forget, having done this for over 8 years, some basic information that probably not everyone knows. So, what do I mean by everything ends? When your contract ends, you're unemployed. It's this really weird concept because I'm going to break it down into a few different things. So you have your recruiter, you have the company you're working for, and when you're on it, it seems like there's just a lot going on. So your recruiter's setting you up with the job, you're entering your hours at work, but then they're relaying that to your company. Then your recruiter company deals with everything for you. They pay you, they have your insurance. Are you doing 401k? Well, that's through them. And when that job ends, so let's say you work a Monday through Friday gig, and then Friday is your very last day of that contract. When you clock out, everything ends. Literally, I'm gonna go down a list. Health insurance, it's done. If you're getting it through the company, you are no longer insured, and you have the option to do COBRA, where you can pay for it privately, but that's it. Insurance is over. Your 401k, if you're doing retirement through your recruiter company, which is very possible and which I currently do, as soon as that job ends that Friday, you're no longer employed by that company. And you need to make sure, one small fault that we found was if you don't put enough in during your contract to meet a minimum threshold. For example, it was $5,000 with one company to get in to like start your retirement. If you don't hit that and start a new job where you can transfer it to, they're going to pay it out. So like there are some things you have to be aware of with your retirement. So that's done as soon as your contract's over. Your actual job, of course, that was a simple one. So if you're working for a hospital, as soon as it ends, you're done. But something I had to explain in a positive way, just because it's something that some people may not understand, is your actual recruiting company, you're no longer employed by them. So when you're between contracts, let's say, I'm just gonna throw out a company I've worked with. I've worked with Comp Health a few times. That's not an endorsement. I do like my recruiter, but if you're working with Comp Health and your job ends on a Friday, you are no longer even employed by them. So your recruiter can still send you jobs. You can still pursue anything you want with them. You can sign another contract, but that gap when you don't have a contract signed, you're not with them. You can talk to any recruiter you want really at any time, but let's say you found another job while on contract with a different company, you can also switch and have that other contract signed ahead of time because, again, as soon as your job ends, you're not employed by anyone. So it's just like this weird, small caveat to travel where some people might think that when your job ends, you still are with your recruiter, and by all means, they still can be your contact for everything. They can still give you information, they can still be helpful, but you're technically not employed. You're on your own. So that's what I mean by everything ends. You're basically completely doing whatever you want, pursuing whatever job you want, and with any company you want. If you have any questions on that, please drop it in the comments below. I'm trying to share sub 5-minute videos, hence the timer. Every single video will be under 5 minutes. And if you have any other questions or you want a one-on-one Zoom call, feel free to comment. You can click the links, try and go to Instagram or Facebook, shoot us a message, but happy to always do a Zoom call too. See you on the next topic.